in 1995 because at that moment we felt jointly with a number of NGOs across the EU that there was a need for an organization which really monitored what the EU was doing in terms of particularly tropical forests and how we could make sure that it would listen to the voice of European NGOs.
I think the first 2 years of Fern were very difficult. The EU at that stage was, a bit of an enigma to many people, and many organisations didn't realise why it was so important.
We successfully worked with Fern to stop biodiversity offsetting entering UK planning policy. Fern helped us analyse complex policy documents and understand the implications on a national as well as an EU level, giving us greater confidence when engaging with decision makers. Fern brought a vital global view to the UK biodiversity offsetting campaign by bringing together grassroots activists and NGOs fighting biodiversity offsetting in their own countries.
Fern is different because it encapsulates three different ideas. It is concerned about the environment, it's concerned about the state of the world's forests, but it's also concerned about the rights of people living in those forests. And then the third thing is it's very concerned about the ethics of how we consume things coming from the rainforests and elsewhere in the world.
Ce qui était passionnant, y compris dans la collaboration avec Fern, c'est que FLEC, qui est un accord de commerce, est vraiment un accord qui construit la démocratie locale.
Fern has been really innovative in thinking, well, why don't we use trade laws to improve things for the forest communities and for the forests, and to allow consumers in Europe to be able to make ethical choices about what they buy.
The reason why Fern matters is because of the way they work with their partners in the Global South. Their relationship with partners in the Global South is based on mutual respect, is based on the idea, on the notion of solidarity, on the concept that the issues that face people in the South that also has implications for people in the North are those issues that need to be worked on.
Fern is a major partner in our work in the sense that in terms of how we draw our programs, how we raise funds for the activities we do here in Ghana, we do that a lot in collaboration with Fern. Communities are now able to report on forest infractions. Well, previously they would say they didn't know what the law was.
We collectively decide, we collectively discuss, and we collectively make decisions about how we're going to move forward. None of us in Fern believes that the bigger we are, the bigger the impact will be. So we really try to remain small and lean and flexible.
That makes it fleet of foot. It can look at policies. It's not driven by a sort of brand. It has a very low profile, really, you would say, for the general public. But within the world of forest communities, within the world of trade negotiations, within the European Union, in countries where European Union is using or consuming products from, it has a much higher profile.
Fern, c'est vraiment les ONG dont on a besoin au Parlement européen parce que Fern est ce groupe d'activistes, ce groupe d'experts qui vient nous conseiller, qui vient y compris nous rappeler à nos obligations sur les compromis qu'on peut avoir avec les autres groupes politiques.
It doesn't seek to compete with other NGOs, but actually to bring those NGOs together and to make them a lot stronger by putting forward their voice in a unified way.
I think if you look back 20 years ago, some things have improved. The rights of indigenous peoples are much more recognized across policies than they were before. And I do hope that Fern in the next 20 years can contribute to solidify that into EU policies and practices a lot more.
The pressure on the world's forests, the pressure on the world's forest communities from land grabbing and big palm oil plantations coming into the African rainforests, that kind of thing, are just getting stronger because the world's consumption patterns just remain increasing and we only have a finite planet. So all the things that Fern came into being to address 20 years on are just more and more important today.